Okay. Next up is probably what you're waiting for. The medical stuff. So I'd like to introduce Tanya Astar. She is with Anthem, and you may have had dealings with Tanya before if you had an issue with Anthem. She was the one that took care of it. And thank you very much. You were very good about it, very quick. I had an issue that happened, and you took care of it very, very fast. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And Tammy Rowe. Hello, Tammy. You can unmute. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're also with Anthem, correct?
I am with Anthem. I am the service account representative on the Medicare side.
The Medicare expert, which I'm sure we're going to have a few questions for you today. Bessie, how are you this morning?
Good morning, doing well. Glad to
Could
be
you give everyone your title?
Yes, so I am, I work on the health side, so of the benefits division. So it's myself currently and my colleague Tammy.
Now, are you with retirement? You're with Retirement Services, right, Bessie?
Yes, pardon me, I am. Yes.
And I'm missing one. Where's the other young lady?
There's two Tammys.
Right, Tammy with the Y.
Hold on, I got to look at my other page. And ding, 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 ding. This is the first time I've had 2 pages of people. Yes, there's the other Tammy from Retirement Services who doesn't have a face right now. She just has a phone.
Yes.
Go ahead and give us your title, Tammy.
I'm a staff specialist for the health side.
So what does that mean, staff specialist?
So I handle all the Medicare transitions, the full-time students, the COBRA, and then, you know, any calls or anything that come in that you guys need help with or questions.
So since this is going to be a question answer, I guess, first thing off, my understanding are the rates will be on the website by about the 16th of this month.
That is correct. They will be posted on our website next Friday.
There you go. And that's police and fire. You go to the city website, you go to Retirement Services, you go to the police and fire section, and you get into the health, and then you can look up and they can show you the current for 2021, the current rates.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know we have a 4-year contract. This whole thing was 4 years. That doesn't mean the rates won't go up or down. In some cases, a couple have gone up, some cases, some going down. I don't know what the percentage is at this point, but remember, because everything is now separated out to member, member and spouse, member and significant other, member, significant other, and dependent, they're all different numbers. So really research what you got. And then you have Medicare, and you have to understand, I'm not on Medicare yet, but I'll be within a couple years here soon. But my wife is like 3 years younger than me. So then you're going to have what they call a split. One's on Medicare, one's not. And that's a different category also. So you got to look at where your numbers fall. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to turn it over to the specialist now, and you guys can ask all the questions you want. I know you have a question out there. Go ahead.
This is Ken. I have a question for either Bessie or Tammy from Retirement Services. I filled out my Medicare packet in September. I got my Medicare card in about 2 weeks. So Medicare was really on the ball. I was very surprised and impressed, and they answered the phone in a timely manner, believe it or not. So I did fill out that 5-page packet and I sent it into Retirement Services 2 weeks ago. So how do I know that you actually received it?
You can always contact us and check. We do not have an automatic receipt confirmation for people. So you can always just kind of shoot us a quick email or give us a quick call, leave us a little voice note, and just ask if we've received it. And we're more than happy to check that and let you know.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
so you know,
that answers the question. Thank you very much.
You used to walk in with whatever packet you had dropped off at the desk, and they'd give you a receipt. Well, now with COVID, that doesn't generally happen. So thanks for the question, Ken. Next. I know they're out there. You have questions.
Well, I just since it's quiet right now, I'd like to say that I'm really pleased with Anthem Insurance.
Yay!
Yeah, I gotta say the same thing because they've been very responsive to my needs. I've been very happy with it. A pleasant surprise. Keith, did you have a question? Keith Heisen, did you have a question?
Sorry about that. Yes, I do. Are you there?
Yes.
Right now I have Kaiser. Want to bail out of that sucker as soon as I can. And we'll be moving out of state. What's the best method? Since I'll be out of state, what program I'm under Medicare? What am I eligible for? Under Anthem?
Tanya would probably.
So are you,
Go ahead.
you would be eligible for the Medicare PPO plan. We have one nationwide plan and it's the PPO.
Oh, okay. That's pretty much my question as far as bailing out of Kaiser and trying to get my,
We've got a couple options, but we'll go through the first one by email invitation. Once you receive an email invitation for a Zoom meeting, you quickly view the join link from the invitation.
I think Bill Bleen was talking to somebody else. And we just happened to get that at the same time. Bill, you got to mute yourself. You're going to be on the phone.
I
So
don't know
I
what,
would like to just comment real quick also, and you don't need to answer anything like that, but I do want to let you know that if you do have, if you're covering more than just yourself, and you do have somebody who is on a non-Medicare, they do have more than just one PPO option. I believe there's 3, and you want to look at, as Ray had mentioned, the split plans for PPO.
Thank you, Tammy. Mr. Bleen, did you
You're
have a
welcome.
question?
Hello.
Go ahead, Bill. We're listening.
Yeah, I'm just checking in. I'm new at this, and I missed the first 10 minutes or so. I understand now that you're going to have the rates are going to be published next Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, are there any drastic changes in regards to my wife and I were on Medicare? We have PPO, Anthem, and is there going to be drastic changes or minimal or kind of a rule? What do you got going for us?
Yeah. Hi, Bill. This is Bessie. So yes, as you mentioned, the rates will be posted next week. So for next year, there really aren't any major changes to the plans. And Tanya and Tammy from Anthem, please correct me. So everything should remain the same in terms of the benefits and the co-pays. Are you referring to maybe more vendors or just in regards to your specific plan?
Just to find out what the cost is going to be and if there are any changes.
So I believe we're going to have very good news for Medicare retirees. So stay tuned for that next week. But I think you'll be very pleased with the Medicare rates.
Okay, very good. You guys are doing a hell of a job. I don't know how you do it.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
You too, Ray. God bless.
Thank you, Billy.
Okay, take care.
Okay, next. Any other questions? They tuned in for this to give us all the information we could handle.
I just want to know where Ken is located. I love his background.
He's in Hawaii right now. No.
I only wish.
I have a question. My question is, are we still going to get the normal mailing that comes in the mail so we can review all the services that are there in case we do want to switch from one plan to another? Or is it only going to be on the website?
No,
You're seeing
great point. Yes, so you'll still receive your packet. So as you know, open enrollment is the entire month of November. So open enrollment starts on November 1st. And if you want to make any changes, then you do need to submit an INS 801 form, which is, our insurance form. You would have to submit that to us by November 30th. We're actually working on packets as we speak and hoping to get those out to the printer today. So you should have those, I would say by Halloween. That's usually what we strive for. But of course, I would give it a couple of days given our current environment. But yes, you will definitely receive a packet. It will have your cover letter showing what coverages you're enrolled in, what the current rate is, and what the 2021 rate will be, as well as some other informational flyers, for instance, for Kaiser, and the Medicare plan comparison, which kind of outlines all the major services, as well as the non-Medicare plan comparison, which is, the equivalent of the non-Medicare, but for the commercial side.
Okay, thank you. Also, another question is, since a lot of work is being done on the internet now, can we change our plans or make changes through the internet? And if we can, do we need to access a web portal? And which leads to another question: do we need to sign up to have a web ID so we can get into our own accounts? Thank you for answering that question.
Yeah. Another great question. Yes, so you can submit, if you are planning on making changes, there's various ways to submit the form to us. You're certainly welcome to mail it. You can also print it from our site. It will be on our website on November 1st. So if for some reason you don't receive your packet and you want access to that information on November 1st, you can access that information as well as the form, which is again the INS 801 form. There, you can also submit your open enrollment changes through a Member Direct, and Member Direct it's pretty much a portal. You do need to have a login and you do need to have a password. Member Direct letters were sent, I believe, last year in April. We wanted to encourage all of our members to enroll. So if you do have a Member Direct account, you can certainly submit your open enrollment form through there.
Oh, okay, so
I'd just like to.
My question is, so getting back to the answer you just had, so if I scan my forms and load them up into my computer, I can email them through my portal. Is that correct?
You can certainly do that through Member Direct, or you can also complete the form on there. And then an actual like form will come to us. So it won't necessarily, you won't necessarily have to print it and scan it. There's actually a form that you can complete through Member Direct.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Tammy, you were
I'd like to add very quickly, if you do not have an account set up yet, or perhaps you don't remember your password or anything like that, I would recommend that you contact us sooner rather than later to get that going. In order to create a new account, you do need a PIN number, which I believe is being mailed. So that could take a few days to get that.
Thank you, Tammy. And it can also be emailed if the member is okay with it. We weren't doing that in the past, but because of COVID, we are, it's my understanding that we're allowing that.
Yeah.
And I also want to mention one other thing. So if you are not making any changes, you do not need to submit a form. One exception is if you are enrolled in Health in Lieu. That is the only program that requires annual enrollment. But aside from that, if you're happy with your current coverages and you're not going to be dropping, adding dependents, making any changes, you do not need to submit a form.
Okay. I had a question for you, Bessie.
Yeah.
In regards to, my wife's still working, so I'm on her Kaiser plan. And so you brought it up, I get Health in Lieu. When you were active, you got paid, the city paid you money for being on somebody else's health care plan. So that health and lieu, is that compounded every year, or is it just they collect? Because I know they put that those monies off the side. How's that? Is it compounded annually, or you just by year, and then when you go to pick another healthcare, is that when it's used?
Yeah. So you're accumulating the health and lieu credits each month. So it wouldn't necessarily be for the whole year. So each month, you're adding additional amounts to your current balance. Once you do decide to come back to one of the city plans, you're going to have that little pot of credits. Assuming you enroll in a plan that has a monthly retiree premium, we're going to pull from those credits instead of pulling that deduction from your pension check. So again, the balance is recalculated each month. And no
Okay.
cash value to the health and lieu credits.
Okay, well, yeah, that part I know. Just the credit. That's what I meant to say is credits. One more question for you, if I may. Oh, by the way, thank you, ladies, for doing this today. I really appreciate it. My question is, I'm not 65 yet, and when I go to Medicare, is there like by the time you turn 65, is there like a 30-day that you have to change over from your current medical to Medicare?
So we send you a packet about 3 months prior to your birthday month, and you'll have 3 months through 3 months before through 3 months after your birthday to enroll in Medicare through Social Security, and then also change your plan with us from a non-Medicare to a Medicare plan.
Okay.
It can take 4 to 6 weeks to get your Medicare card from Medicare, so it's best to start sooner rather than later. But the earliest you can start is about 3 months.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks for answering my question, ladies. And like I said, I appreciate your time here today. And thank you, board. Thank you, retirement board, for what you do.
Real quick, I got a correspondence a while back dealing with the Medicare saying that you guys would accept a letter from them because they weren't able to get cards out. And I wanted to see if that's still going on. Randy Sakani had submitted that, and that was a change that was made. Could one of you answer that question, please?
So we still need the card once you receive it, but yes, we can process based on a specific letter that Medicare sends. The letter typically comes about 2 weeks prior to the card.
Good. Thank you. Next.
You're welcome.
Somebody else has questions, I know. I get them all the time. Anybody?
Yeah, Bessie, I have another question. This is Ken again about the Medicare. When I got that 5-page packet, and I did get it 3 months prior to my 65th birthday, getting back to the portal, could I fill that out on the portal? Because when I got that 5-page packet, it says either to mail it or fax it. And those are the only 2 options I have.
That is correct. For Medicare transition, you're not able to complete it through the portal.
Okay,
It's really just kind of for open enrollment.
okay, thank you.
I have a question also. My understanding between Kaiser and Anthem. Kaiser tends to do everything for you when you go from into Medicare. Other than the packet, I'm not sure. But they transition you right through Kaiser. And how is that done? And is Anthem looking at that?
Okay. So
So you're asking?
I'm asking whichever one you want to answer.
So
You're asking, so go ahead, Sonia.
So as far as the city portion and the enrollment goes, it would be the same kind of process. You would go to Social Security, enroll in Medicare, and then fill out the city form and then the vendor form. And then we process it and we send it on to the vendor. Does that answer your question?
Kinda. The guys that I've talked to that have gone through that have Kaiser handles that. So you don't have to go to the office down there. Kaiser does all that for you, apparently. Not to your office, but to the Social Security. Somehow Kaiser does it. I don't know what it is. But I talked to guys that have Kaiser. They said no, they don't have to go to Social Security to get their card. Kaiser handles it all on there in somehow, some way. I don't know what it is. I'm not a Kaiser member. I'm just asking.
Generally, you get a letter in the mail that says, you know, they'll give you your card automatically, and then if you're still working, you would elect out of it. So Kaiser can't enroll anybody in Medicare, if that's what you're saying. So you're saying that Kaiser's basically getting Medicare set up for the retirees?
I think is Kaiser called Senior Advantage?
Yep.
It
They
is.
do something differently than somebody for Anthem, or even when we had Sutter, whoever had before. Kaiser was always an easier system to go through if you were becoming Medicare eligible. You'd go down to Kaiser, talk to them, and they ran everything other than the enrollment with the city. It had to do with Medicare and Social Security. And I don't know how they do it. I honestly don't.
I haven't heard any feedback from retirees regarding that. I don't know if Kaiser maybe has a member services or whatnot that maybe assists them with the process. I haven't heard that, so I wouldn't be able to speak to that.
Okay.
But typically, a retiree would need to go to Social Security or contact or be doing the application themselves, because Social Security, Medicare is run by the federal government, and so they don't really listen to us.
Anyone out there that has Medicare through Kaiser, can you talk on this subject?
Yes, this is Larry Samaron. I just turned 65 in 2019. I physically had to go down to a Social Security office and apply for Medicare or Medicaid, whatever it's called. And then I also had to have the city write a letter. Somebody had to write a letter, if it was the city or Social Security, about me applying for it. But as far as Kaiser's concerned, all I remember is just telling Kaiser, yeah, I'm switching over. I filled out a form, I believe, and that was it. And I haven't had any calls or any issues with Kaiser at all after that. So in that regards, it was a simple step for me. But I don't know if anyone else has had that kind of a walkthrough like I did.
Kaiser. I have Kaiser through Social Security and everything, and I didn't go down to Social Security. I completed the paperwork that the Retirement Services sends, and it was a seamless transition. They got everything taken care of. I don't think they did anything that they don't normally do, but it just was a seamless thing where I ended up with Kaiser Senior Advantage just like I had planned.
And that's what I was talking about when me and you talked before, Larry, was that you went straight to Kaiser and they could have done everything for you other than the retirement services portion. And a lot of the people that have Kaiser have not had to go to the Social Security office. They were able to go, Kaiser does it somehow. And that's what my question was.
Okay, well, I guess I'm different then.
We know that, Larry. Okay.
Well, like I said though too, is that usually when you're working, there's different ways that you receive your Medicare card, and oftentimes they'll send it out to you, and then it's your choice to either send it back saying no, I don't want to take Part B yet because I'm still working, or especially if you're on Social Security, if you're drawing that, then they'll usually send that to you straight away too.
Okay.
So that's just really interesting because I haven't heard that about Kaiser, but.
Yeah, I haven't heard that either.
Can you, whoever is the Medicare?
We'll check in with Kaiser and see if they're able to shed any light on this.
Thank you. Whoever, I forget which one of you is the Medicare expert, but I know it's one of you. Could you shed a little light on what is Medicare Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D, Part E, Part F? Well, one of them's not in there, I know, but if you could shed a little light.
Yes, this is Tammy. And so Tammy Rowe with Anthem. And basically what it is, so Part A is hospitalization, so services. Part B is for your medical, so your doctors and such. And so Medicare is a federal program that offers those two with deductibles and cost share. So by having a Medicare Advantage plan, you are basically assigning your Medicare to Anthem. You're still enrolled in the Medicare program, but then we pick up your hospitalization and your medical costs, and then you have those co-pays. And then that includes prescription drugs as well. Does that help?
Yeah, what is C and D, and I think it's F.
Okay. Yeah, so Medicare Part A is usually hospitalization. Medicare Part B is your medical services. Part C is what we offer to you, and that's the Medicare Advantage. And so where with Medicare Part A and B, you're paying deductibles, you have, and then the 20% cost share, the Part C takes that A and B and puts it in their plan and offers you co-pays and no deductible. So basically, like I said, so Medicare gives Anthem a set amount per person per month, and now we are at risk for all of your care. Where in original Medicare, you know, if you have cancer or anything like that, they're paying 80% of that. So they're like, hey, if you want to go into this Medicare Advantage plan, they're just paying a set fee, a set amount for you. And then most Medicare Advantage plans offer Part D, and that's prescription drug plans. So if you were on Medicare, if you stayed with original Medicare and didn't have an employee option, you would have Part A, Part B, and that's through Medicare, and then private insurance companies offer you a supplement. I'm sure you've heard of the Medicare to supplement plans, and then a Part D. So you basically essentially have three cards: your Medicare A and B card, your private insurance company supplement card, and then your Part D card. And with Anthem, you have one card. So you put that Medicare card away in a safe place, and you just use your Anthem card because it includes the Part D, your A and B, and all of that.
Oh.
So I think, Ray, what you were talking about is a Plan F, which actually is no longer offered anymore, and that's one of those Medicare supplement plans. So Medicare supplement, they have the alphabet letters, right? And so each of those are, once again, by private health insurance companies, and they're usually quite expensive. And depending on what letter you choose, there's certain ones that have the deductibles, and then maybe they pay the 10% coinsurance. The Plan F that you were speaking of, you pay nothing. You have no cost share whatsoever, and so that's why in that private sector world, Medicare does not offer. Now, the people that have Plan F are grandfathered into it, but no longer offer that. So.
Okay. Thank you. You answered the question perfectly.
All right. Thank you.
All right, I have a question about that Part A through D. I had heard, depending on your income level, that you still have to pay the Part D, even though you're covered under your Kaiser or your Anthem for prescriptions. Is that true?
Okay, so what you're probably speaking about is IRMA. And so IRMA is if you make over a certain amount of money, and I'm happy to send you out or, let you know about that. If you make over a certain amount of money, then there's just kind of an extra, it's called it's the IRMA tax. So basically you pay this extra fee for that. And I have a chart for that as well.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's a sliding scale, which I did not know about until I got in there.
Oh, surprise, surprise. And then, yeah, and Part B also can do that. If you make a large amount of money, then, yeah, they're kind of saying, hey, if you've made that money, you can afford to pay us more, basically. And so that goes directly to the government. the Medicare program.
I'll figure.
Okay,
Ken and
thank
Tammy, I went through this a couple years ago because I sold my house in San Jose and made a killing. And I got a message from, as soon as they got word of my taxes filed, they saw how much money I made on the house and they bumped my Medicare coverages up. And that's
Yep.
gonna, so I filed the new taxes and they'll get through the system, they'll go back down to the regular level. If a
2
windfall,
years.
you make too much money, like on the order of $800,000, you're gonna have to pay more. But the
That's
lower
true.
taxes the following years, it'll come back down.
That's true. They go back your last 2 years back to your income tax. And so let's say this happened to a buddy of mine. He took out some of his IRA, that 1 year, and that boosted him up. And so then his Medicare for that year, he had to pay more until the following year when they go back 2 years again. And then so it does readjust every year.
Yeah, you have to be careful about that when you're trying to take out money. Look at the sliding scale and say, okay, if I'm going to take money out or I'm going to do that, just make sure you're within those limits or prepared to pay.
That sliding scale goes up very quickly.
Yes. Doesn't seem to come down as quickly though.
I don't think I like the sliding scale. Anyone else? Don't be afraid to speak up.